So the man says sometimes creating a better world means having to tear the old one down. And that means killing sacred cows, which wouldn't be so bad because I've seen them killed before. But the problem is they're zombies. They won't die. They just won't die. So let's try this. Melchizedek. Who is Melchizedek? It's this big mystery in Christianity. Term appears again in the Hebrew Bible. Jebusite king Adonizedek, my lord is Zedek, who led a coalition of 5 of the neighboring Amorite rulers. Genesis 15, the iniquity of the Amorites, to resist the invasion of Joshua, which is spelled identically with Yeshua, but was defeated at Gibeon. The planet Jupiter is called Zedek in Hebrew astronomy. Zedek, as worshipped by the Jebusites, may have been identical with El, who was also Abraham's god, identified with Yahweh. In this case, Zedek, the righteous, would simply be a prominent epithet, just as the Almighty or Most High or the Holy One might be. The name Zadok, the Israelite priest, is related to the same root Semitic word as Zedek. In Genesis 14, Melchizedek is also referred to as the king of Salem, which is generally believed to be ancient Jerusalem, the fortress city of the Jebusites. He is also identified as the priest of El Elyon, though traditionally El Elyon is translated as the Most High God and is usually interpreted as a reference to Yahweh or El. Some scholars believe that it refers to Zedek as a distinct deity from El. Now, it's not like it's a state secret or something. This is a screen grab of a page called 9planets.org. And this is the /days.html page. Now what I've done here was I took a screen grab of the top half, and then I took another screen grab later. You can see where the discontinuity in the listings are, but I kept the columns vertical. You can go check it out, 9planets.org. And the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Moon, Mars, Jupiter. It was Jupiter. Italian, it was Jove. Venetian, it was Zove. Spanish, Jupiter. Jupiter, 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 Jupiter. Oh, the Greek, Zeus. Guru. Oh, here we go. Hebrew, Zedek, Jupiter. There's 2 witnesses, but you know, more is better, right? This one is from the Talmud at InnerSciences SS UCI.edu. astronomy is fully discussed. The planets are moving stars. Mercury is the star. Venus is splendor. Mars is redness, and redness will become prominent later. Jupiter is rightness. Saturn, the Sabbath star. Now, why would Saturn, from which they get the word Sabbath, be the Sabbath star? But sorry, I had to resize it a little bit. Why would Saturn be the Sabbath star, but Melchizedek be righteousness? I have roused him up in or with Zedek. I have made straight all his ways. He shall build my city, and he shall let mine exiles go free, not for price or reward, saith the Lord of hosts. Isaiah 45:13 could be using Zedek to refer to Jupiter, which stood for fortunate, just spirit, or the sun. Jupiter in Hebrew is Zedek, so this is most plausible. The path of the planet across the night sky would appear in a straight path. Alternatively, in terms of the sun, there is an allusion to Sol Invictus. Hello, invincible sun, the emperor as a sun god. The term Zedek occurs in juxtaposition with the straight path of the leader Cyrus, just like the sun moving across the sky in his chariot. And that is Utah, EDU. All right, that's number 6. Let's go to number, did we do 3 already? Now this one is Batuma.org regarding the Mazzaroth. And this is more Talmud. The heavens are made up of spheres, and there are 9 of them. The closest is that of the moon. Above it, the second sphere contains the Kokav, or Mercury. Above this, the third sphere contains the Noga, or Venus. The fourth sphere contains the sun. The fifth contains the planet Madim, Mars. The sixth sphere contains the planet Zedek, Jupiter. The seventh contains the Shabbatai, Saturn. Now there's your Sabbath, Saturn. Oh, did this one already. Yeah, we did this one already too. That's about 4 or 5 of them so far. Now here we go. The old paths. This is more Mazzaroth. This is from archive.org. If he is a thief, he will prosper. He that is born under Shabthai, Saturn, will be a man whose thoughts come to naught, but some say those that think against him shall come to naught. He that is born under Zedek or Jupiter will be a righteous man. Okay. Righteous Jupiter. The mythology of Mercury begins back in the Babylonian times, when Mercury was known as Nebu, or Nebu. That shows up a couple of different times as Nebo, guard the boundary. Nebo was the son of Marduk, the king of the gods. Marduk became the king by slaying the sea monster Tiamat. That was what is now currently the that meteor cloud, that asteroid belt between Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, between us and Jupiter. Yeah, Marduk slayed the sea monster Tiamat, thus establishing order in the universe. Nebo became the scribe of the gods. That would be Thoth. It was his job to write down the laws and edicts of Jupiter and to communicate them to men. Marduk later became the Greek Zeus and then the Roman Jupiter. Excuse me. Nebo became the Greek Hermes, then the Roman Mercury. And he was the Egyptian Thoth before that. Similarly, Moshe wrote down the laws and edicts of God. Mount Nebo was the place of Moses' death. Mars, according to Deuteronomy. And Moses went up from the planets of Moab. Moab is a compound word, Hebrew word. Mo is an interrogatory, M-O. It's an interrogatory meaning who, what, or which. And question mark. And then Ab, of course, means father, and that didn't change going into the Greek. Ab still meant father. So a Moabite is literally a who's your daddy. And that will become more important later as well. From the plains of Moab unto Mount Nebo to the top of Pisgah. I wonder if they watched True Grit, drive-in theater at Pisgah. That is over against Jericho, and the Lord showed him all the land, even in Gilead, as far as Dan. And Dan we'll talk about too. Nimrod was the son of Cush, grandson of Ham, solar worshippers, Africa, great-grandson of Noah. Nimrod's followers apostatized Nimrod when he died into Marduk, while apotheosizing his son Nebu, the god of wisdom, or Mercury, into Mercury, which travels close to the sun. Sumerian Marduk, associated with Jupiter, was considered the son of Enki. Nimrod's followers borrowed Amar-Utu Marduk from the Akkadian Semites, Shem, who considered him the son of the sun. Yeah. And so what is Sitchin doing? He's telling you that Enki is a Luciferian god. Is that it? Now, AnnalikJestberg.com, the Hebrew roots, and Schoenfeld, Jewish Christianity. The Gentile Christians, on the other hand, were ignorant of the meaning of the term Son of God in its messianic sense, but were familiar with its use in their mythologies to signify one begotten of a god in a supernatural sense. Thus, Justin Martyr writes in his first apology to the Greeks, "And when we say also that the Logos, who is the firstborn of God, was produced without sexual union, and that he, Jesus," there's that fake name, "Christ, our teacher, was crucified and died and rose again and ascended into heaven, we propound nothing different from what you believe regarding those whom you esteem sons of Jupiter. Moreover, the Son of God called Jesus, even if only a man by ordinary generation, yet on account of his wisdom is worthy to be called the Son of God, for all writers call God the Father of men and gods." Blah, 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 blah. "But if anyone object that he was crucified in this also, he is comparable to those reputed sons of Jupiter of yours, who suffered as we have now enumerated. And if we even affirm that he was born of a virgin, accept this in common with what you accept of Perseus." So you can see Justin Martyr very early. The confabulation was well underway. Yeah. Righteousness, Zedek, foundation of your throne, kindness. Jupiter is the Hebrew name Zedek, identified with the right hand of God. mystical interpretation, Messiah, Psalm 110, the root Zadeh means the proper state of the universe as opposed to the strict idea of righteousness. Oh, well. Lahavdil, Ketu. Rahu and Ketu are moon. Those are not moon phases, but astrological orbits of the moon where they intersect with the ecliptic. Rahu and Ketu, or Zedek, and Misor Mishpat were children of Shemesh, a Phoenician sun deity, perhaps alluded to in Psalm 89:15. The sun Shemesh, as a father figure, has Jupiter Zadok as his son, and perhaps Mercury, Mishpat Kokav, as his grandson. Abraham ibn Ezer used the phrase Mishpatei ha-Kokavim for the laws of the stars, perhaps the sentences of justice carried by Mercury or Thoth. Yeah, righteousness. While Zedek associates with Malkuth in the messianic manifestation and the divine presence, Zedek associates with Shaddai and the Sephirah of Yesod in the righteous foundation. Interestingly, Zedek in archetype resembles the masculine sky above, while Zedek, the feminine earth below, shifting Malkut and Yesod into the positions described by Bahir as the 7th and 8th. And we are into, where are you at here? Where did I get this from? I can't remember. Examining the historical origins of the name is useful by understanding their symbolism. Merodach is a messenger between the god Sun, his people, making Zedek Jupiter, his son, and Mishpap, his grandson Mercury, Egyptian Set, Babylonian Marduk, Mar meaning the son of the mountain, Duck, are other names for Merodach, who symbolizes the son of Shaddai, Mountain One, or power of the storm. There's your storm god Zeus. That the sun would be considered the son of the mountains, Shaddai, could be imagined as the sun appears to arise out of the mountain each morning. Kuduk prepares the straight course of the sun, similar to Set guiding Ra. In Hebraic mysticism, Metatron, also Zedek, is called the little god. And you got to wonder about all these people channeling Metatron now, who, while shielding us from the overwhelming light of God, appears as a god. Moshe symbolizes Nebo, or Mercury, the scribe of the laws. There's Thoth. Mount Nebo is the mountain from which Moses gazes at the promised land and his final resting place, and I've always heard that referred to as a Abarim. There are many variations in the quoted myths below, with some unverified suggestions in red. You get the idea, I hope. You've been lied to and lied to and lied to again about who Melchizedek is. And that plastic Jesus and a tip of the hat to that Christian whistleblower fella for a beautiful turn of phrase there. Plastic Jesus of the Bible is a priest forever in the order of the King of Jupiter. Now, that exterior Jesus, we need to talk about him some too. And we're going to do that in the next video, but this is long enough. We also need to kill another sacred cow, and that one's name is Lucifer. Because anybody that's telling you these stories about Melchizedek or Lucifer is not telling you the truth. We're halfway home on the sacred cow killing, and we'll get to the rest of it here shortly. Be good, and be good to each other. Bye.